Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll talk about how China censors the internet. China recently held the 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, an event that is held every 5 years to restructure leadership and to talk about China's plans moving forward. Many delegates from across the country came, and President Xi even gave a 3-hour speech on his plans for China in the future. Leading up to the event and during it and even after it right now, China strengthened its control over the internet. This focused on content that was politically charged or contrary to the party's ideas. But how exactly does China control its internet? China has two main methods of controlling its internet. The first I call soft censorship, and the second, hard censorship. The first method, soft censorship, has anything to do with not directly influencing the internet. More like influencing the speed of the internet. China technically has an intranet, which means all the Chinese websites are in a bubble and anyone from outside of the country like Germany or the US can access them. But if people in China using the internet with Chinese IP addresses try to leave the bubble,
I'm leaving.
Okay then, that was always allowed.
Even if a site is not blocked, their traffic is significantly slower. So for example, if I were to have a Chinese IP address, live in China and use the internet, and go to a German website, my traffic would be slowed down because I'm exiting the intranet of China. So annoying, right? By slowing down the normal traffic and internet speed, this discourages people in mainland China to exit the bubble.
Sorry.
China will also occasionally slow the internet down ahead of major events like the National Congress or other events such as protests to slow the transfer of data. So if they have a protest, they might slow the internet down completely so that people cannot send video files or large amounts of data about that event. While this method of soft censorship technically is not censoring the internet because people can still use it, the amount of patience you would need to successfully use a website that is slowed down is unfathomable.
That wasn't
Challenge accepted.
Another thing that China will do with soft censorship is regulate internet companies. Companies that provide internet services in China will occasionally even slow down their service to limit traffic. Customers will then have to call their internet service provider and say, hey, can you please update my speed? Can you please fix the internet connection? Oh, come on, China! The second method China uses is hard censorship. This is not slowing down the internet, but actively going after websites and content that they deem offensive to the party. For example, everyone knows that Google is blocked in China as well as all of its services like Gmail and YouTube. So to use these sites when in China, one must use a VPN or a proxy to mask their internet address. Other sites that are not blocked by the government are still monitored. So if you have a personal blog and you talk about food, that's fine. But if you say something political or post a video that's political, like this one, it can get removed by the government. Recently, China has added to an ever-growing list of content that is unsuitable. In the summer, they released 68 new categories that could not be shown in movies and any publications. Some topics were easy to understand, like something that is grotesque or gambling. Those are very concrete, you know. You cannot have someone's head chopped off or see a guy gambling. Other topics such as romance are left vague so that it can be up to the discretion of the party whether to censor the material or not. This leads people that publish things on the internet to almost preemptively censor their material because they're afraid that the littlest thing can pop up as a red flag for the party and will be removed. With China increasing its military power and its influence around the world under President Xi, it's no wonder that the Communist Party has chosen to go back to a prior era of morality and to try to enforce this on the internet. While it may seem very easy to avoid topics like gambling or criminal cases or things that are grotesque, one can never truly know if they're breaking one of the more ambiguous statutes. Not too long ago, a man was sentenced to 9 months in prison for making an ISIS joke on WeChat. He changed his avatar picture to Osama bin Laden and said, "Hey guys, join ISIS with me." This goes to show that any dissent or even joking of dissent is fair game on the internet and could be called into question by the party. I just hope they don't censor videos like this.